So let's speak a little about surrender. Probably one of the most misunderstood words on the spiritual path, because it gives the sense of defeat, of giving up, of being made small and powerless. When the ego self, the me self, hears the word surrender, it imagines that something will be taken away, that control will be lost. And this is scary to the me identity, to the separate self. But in fact, surrender is nothing to do with submission to any external authority or any external event or something that is painful or harmful. It's a gateway to freedom. It's really the yielding of false sovereignty of the separate self, the recognition that life was never in my control. That everything, even the breath, the beating of the heart, all actions, all circumstances, all events are really happening without the me identity, the me self being in charge. Life, the whole of life, is already unfolding through you. And any attempt to control that, to take charge of it, is what creates tension and resistance and suffering. So it's not a resignation. It's not a passivity. That's one of the things that's often misunderstood. That if we live in a state of surrender, or if we are willing for surrender to be, if you like, the ground of our lives, that we'll become passive. We'll have no more free will and all that. That will somehow come to a place of despair and meaninglessness. But it really isn't that. It's an act of devotion to truth. It's simply the fight against what is comes undone. The inner war ends. The opposition, the argument, the resistance, the tension. The mechanism which creates the ego identity, the mechanism of resistance, rejection, which is moving away from what is here, avoidance of what is here, denial of what is here, or hope, looking for the next moment, for it to be better, for the self to be more worthy and so on, or moving away in fear, or projecting into the future in fear, or this forward movement and backward movement of hope and fear, grasping and aversion, is what creates the sense of a separate self that believes itself to be in charge. This comes undone. That's the inner argument, that's the inner war, that's the inner division. It's this that comes undone in surrender. Life continues to unfold without you being in charge, without you being in control. And without that illusory control, without hope and fear, all that remains is a profound intimacy with this moment, and the discovery that what you were fearing to be a loss the sense of me being in control, was actually never real to begin with. It was simply a story. And that story created tension in the body and the mind. Without that tension, everything softens. And what remains is a vast, open spaciousness of freedom that has no opposite. So there's really, however many practices you've experienced, however many years you've meditated, however many scriptures or teachings you've read, one moment of surrender has the capacity to bring you all the way home. It's the direct way. It's the immediate way. You don't need to have amassed spiritual knowledge or spiritual acumen or spiritual skill. It's immediate. One moment of surrender brings you home, opens the doorway. It's simply the willingness to stop fighting reality. So what is it that seemingly makes it so difficult? Because the question of how to and I can't and I try often comes up. It's simply the fear of falling into the unknown, because that's what it is. It's not an unknown that the mind conjures up as some imaginary future that is uncertain and scary and has lots of threats in it, or possibility of disaster or failure. Or, yeah. It's the unknown in the sense of the vast, ungraspable awareness that holds everything. It has nothing known in it. It has no hope, agenda, or expectation. It's the absolute presence in this moment. In this moment, and this moment is all there is. So it's as if the living mystery of what is unfolds here. And in that sense, it's unknown. We don't bring our imagination of it. We don't bring our agenda for it. It's a whole new way of living. It's a whole new way of being in life. It's as if we fall into the arms of the infinite. The unknown is the infinite, not the finite. The finite is what we know or what we imagine we know, the memory of the past and the imagination of the future. So it's really not surrender to something outside of ourselves. It's a surrender into the heart of being, the very heart of our own being and the heart of beingness itself, which is reality. So from here that we live as openness, we live as a kind of fearless love. Love doesn't deny anything. Love doesn't reject anything. Love doesn't hold on to anything. So there's a great freedom here. It doesn't mean that sorrow or joy or pain or gain or loss don't appear. They do. That's part of life. But it simply means that all of it is met with the same openness. Essentially, the heart is no longer armored. And when the heart is no longer armored, then the light of awareness shines through. Yeah, awareness is not limited to the mind. Mind and heart are one. Yeah, mind and heart. It's as if mind falls into the heart of being. And awareness simply shines through everything. Awareness and openness are really the same. So it's not just a one-time affair. It's not a one-time accomplishment. It's an ongoing invitation. Surrender is an ongoing invitation. In this moment, are you willing to simply be here? Are you willing to live as openness? Are you willing to end the battle in this moment, And so if surrender becomes a way of being, a way of living, not a one-time destination, but now and now and now, then perhaps there comes a realization that far from being disempowered, far from being diminished, you are liberated. You are liberated and empowered by the vast intelligence of life itself. Actions are taken, decisions are made, words are spoken, not by the separate me identity, but by the flow of being itself.